So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Member Cafe. We are going to get started in just a moment here. It looks like we have most of our attendees popped in, that it's settled down a little bit. So I'm going to pass it over to Kelsey. She is going to host our session today.
Thank you, Anne. Welcome everyone once again. We're going to go ahead and begin with our member cafe time. So go ahead and grab a coffee, grab a tea, a drink of your choice, and we are going to go ahead and get started. So welcome again. My name is Kelsey Disla, and I am part of the member engagement team here at Partners. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us today for our monthly Partners Member Cafe. We want to remind you, this is a safe space. This is a fun space. So make sure that you are practicing self-care. And also, we just encourage you that you use your voice and that you voice your concerns, and we really welcome you to really pick up the information that we're going to share with you today. We're going to have some resources, some services, and some folks that we have invited to share with you today. We do have also joining us from our member engagement department, Terry Christie, and she's going to be behind the scenes, being our Zoom producer. We also have Anne Gluff and Cindy Trobo, who is going to be, they're going to be supporting us with additional and any supports with questions and answers, and supporting us with anything else that comes up. And finally, we also have Kimberly Lambert, and she is going to be supporting us with the chat and entering information along the time that we're together that you might need. So she's going to be doing some copying and pasting, or you can do some copying and pasting some of the information that she's going to share with you. So as you might already know, March is National Developmental Disability Awareness Month. And in honor of that, we have invited some different support groups to share what they do and how they support our communities within the intellectual developmental disability community. And so our member cafe today is called Support Groups for our IDD community. And so again, we are doing that in honor of National Developmental Disability Month. As you can see here in this slide that Terry is going to pull up, we just wanted to share something that we put up in our social media platform for partners. So as you know, March signifies more than a change of seasons. It's a month where it's dedicated to shining a light on one of 6 kids in the US with developmental disabilities. So let's create waves as we expand our understanding and expand our ability to be accepting and inclusive. And we want to celebrate and embrace differences and uniqueness. So thank you again so much for joining us for this session. Before we continue and I start to introduce the folks that we have here for you, I did want to go over some housekeeping items that we just want to make you aware of. We are offering this session today as closed caption, so if you need that, is available. You will see the control for that feature on the bottom of your screen. You can simply hover over that live transcript to make changes, and hopefully that'll meet your needs. We're also going to be recording this session, so you'll be able to go back and hear the session again if you wanted to, or go to our partners website and you can easily share that information also with anyone that you think would benefit from that information. We are available as partner staff. We're going to be available with any individual issues you might have or want to discuss, even past this session. So again, we will be sharing our information and our member engagement information during our presentation later in this session. The recording of this session, again, will be available in the website. So you'll be able to look for it by entering Member Cafe in the search bar on the upper right-hand side of our website. And again, you can follow along with the slides and or share that information with anyone that you would like to share it with. We also will have chat open to you so that you can engage with us during the time of our session together. And we're also going to have a Q&A tab that's going to be available for you to be able to enter any questions as information is being presented. We're going to moderate that at the end. And we also have our reactions tab, which I really, really love. And that's available and set up so that you can share with us your feelings with emojis, so you can raise your hand during the time of Q&A, and also you'll have your mic feature activated for when we have that Q&A portion of our session together. Let's make sure we use those emojis so we can keep it interactive. So I am going to go ahead and we are going to go into presenting some of the folks that we have here with us. I'm going to share some bios and we'll go through who they are, and then we will pass it on to them so that they can go ahead and share their information. So the first person I want to talk about, her name is Jessica Aguilar, and she is a passionate advocate for families and children. Jessica, go ahead and wave to everyone so they know who you are. And she works with families that have children with intellectual and developmental disabilities, as well as mental health special needs. And she draws from both her personal experience as a parent of twins and also from her professional experiences. She is also the founder, and executive director of the Power and Hope Support Group, where she empowers Latino families to voice their needs and access essential services in our communities. She is part of several different groups and committees, and basically she is part of those groups to make sure and ensure that the perspective of Latino parents are included in those crucial discussions that happen. So thank you so much, Jessica, for being with us. The next person I wanted to introduce is Michaela Smythe. And Michaela, go ahead and wave for the folks out there. And so Michaela has been passionately serving individuals with developmental disabilities since 2014. She has extensive experience in teaching essential skills through evidence-based techniques. She effectively collaborates with multidisciplinary teams to provide holistic support for each individual. As a business development director at Laura's Village, Michaela identifies new business opportunities that empower individuals to practice fully in their communities and receive the supports necessary to flourish in their natural environment. So welcome, Michaela, and thank you for being with us. We also have Nanette Viancillo. Nanette, if you can go ahead and wave to everyone. She is a mother of a son with special needs and a certified therapeutic recreation specialist, She's also a bilingual facilitator for Circle of Parents under the Alliance of Children's Smart Start Partnership in Union County for the past 10 years. So thank you so much, Nanette, for being with us. We also have Jamie Hallman. So Jamie, if you can wave to everyone, thank you for being with us. So Jamie is a mother, a survivor of 24-year-old identical twin daughters with severe autism and 20-year-old neurotypical son. She just celebrated 30 years of marriage. Congratulations, Jamie. Which again, we know it's quite a feat to do something so special as keeping your family together when you're dealing with and supporting your special needs family. So again, thank you, Jamie, for being with us. And last but not least, we have Chris Gentry. Hi, Chris. Thank you so much for being with us. Chris is the director of the Family Support Network of Greater Forsyth. And Chris has lived experience as a caregiver and has served families who have children with special health care needs for over 20 years. And she is very, very passionate about seeing families thrive in their communities and in their space, and just supporting those different families with different needs. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. And we're going to go ahead and get started, excuse me. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it to our first presenter, who's going to share about her support group, and that is Jessica Aguilar. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you. Our group is Grupo Poder y Esperanza. This support group focuses on 4 categories of medical conditions. That's the development and delayed disabilities, mental health, trauma brain injury, and substance use. Our goal is share information, techniques, resources between the community through various outreach programs, which try to seek available solutions through advocacy and support and community authorities. Our vision is to establish a strong and reliable place that provides support to families through the state of North Carolina. We are committed with working close with legislators, representatives, and find solutions through advocacy. And we're working with other organizations, or other support groups. We have in Cabarrus with Ángeles de Esperanza. They are other support group for Speak Spanish families. And Randolph County with Manitas Felices. We serve it whole North Carolina. And there are like a little pictures that groups. We have documentation that we created for families that is completely in Spanish to recognize and help them to management the system, like what made it later the diagnostic, or what is the resources that need to do it by age, or where is the LMCOs, like who is the LMCOs? A lot of families don't know about it, and the Taylor plan, and how can they asking for SSI. We help in all this stuff and create these documents. And we have a different kind of services. We have like a triple P services, the support group, the Strong Mind. The Strong Mind is 10 sessions. We talking one-on-one with the person, and it's a training. It's not a counselor, is a training for this person can handle it better, his emotions and his traumas or anxiety and depression. They have family partners. We have CHWs. They help to the family to navigate the system. We have workshops, like last month we have an ABA workshop, and this month we have fomenting the independent with the kids. They are completely in Spanish. And we have trainings for advocacy and education. They made it associated with ACAC, and have our services with like our conference talks about the different abilities. Last year was the first years, and we have that for June 7th this year. We want to have the 4 LMCO CEOs we can talk with us about the different programs and what they made it for the Hispanic community or second language families. This is our networking or social media. We have a different kind of pages, they connecting with the families, and YouTube, we recording all Fridays have meetings. We recording the meetings and put it in YouTube for families that they can participate in our meeting, they can see that later. Because know that sometimes families can apply like because they are working Fridays in the night or have other things to do. We also have a WhatsApp groups for the families because we know that we need to be connecting. And right now, the best form that we have is making WhatsApp and send a message and asking questions. And this WhatsApp, they help one each other, the parents, and they can connecting. Even we can make it like activities and with a set of group the parents and asking questions and send information, say like if they need food pantries or they need transportation, other stuff, we send a lot of resources in this WhatsApps. And that's my presentation. This is our information. You can send us an email or you can see our website, and our website is all we made it, all the pages that we made it. It's a manual for the parents. There is everything about it in there. And it's in Spanish and English. And you can contact me too by phone. And we are here for help, everyone. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Jessica. Let's give her a reaction with the emojis there. I'm seeing some hearts. Thank you so much for what you do for our communities. And just want to remind everyone, we're sharing a few of the support groups that are out there, but this is not an exhaustive list of folks that are out there. So again, this is to encourage you to connect with support groups in your communities. Again, thank you so much, Jessica. We're going to go ahead for the sake of time and pass it over to Jamie Holman, and she is going to be sharing with us about her specific support group. Thank you so much, Jamie.
Yes, hi. I have several things to talk about. Two of them were on the list, and three of them I added at the last minute, but I will be very quick. The first thing, one of the first things I did as a special needs mom, I wanted to get together with other special needs moms, but with HIPAA, it made it really hard because none of the providers could connect us with each other. So when we were getting early intervention, in 2002, 2003, my early interventionist and I started a special mom's lunch. And so we continue to meet since then. So it's been a lot of years, and, moms have come and gone. We have a, pretty good core group that we see. We actually met or yesterday, but we talk about innovations, NC HIP, provider agencies, registry of unmet needs, individual education plans, individual service plans, supplemental security income, healthcare providers, laws, wills, special needs trusts, anything you can think about, we share because we find, and no offense to any specialist, but we find that we find out most of our information from other parents. So that's been a great resource for Davidson County and our surrounding counties. Also, during COVID, I started an SOS, Share Our Specials Facebook page. That's because we couldn't meet anymore and we still needed each other's support. So it was a great thing for people also that can't get out even now. So we share same things we share at the Mom's Lunch, we share on the Facebook page, just to get each other's help and information out there, what's out there in the community. Now, more on a faith-based thing, we've started a GroupMe app for all the moms in my church. We have a massive church and it really serves the special needs community. So our text message group got so large that we had to change to GroupMe, but it also is a great place to ask for prayer, tell what's going on with our families, if people are in the hospital, if we need to form a meal train, those kind of things we do in the GroupMe app. And our church started a special needs Sunday school class in 2007, and my daughters were the first ones to join. And since then, it has grown. If all the children and adults now are there, we have probably 35 special needs people. We went from one classroom. A couple years later, we added a second classroom. Another year later, we added first, second, and third classrooms. And they're all together, and they're all connected to a special needs handicap accessible playground that our church built a couple years ago, costing around $100,000. So you can see how our church really is providing for the least of these in our community. And when our children, once a month, when our children are in special needs Sunday school class, the special needs parents get together and have a special needs Sunday school class. And this is where we can, feel comfortable to speak about things that we wouldn't want to tell anybody else, that our neurotypical people aren't going, friends aren't going through. And the last thing is our church just started a Reach Day program for all of our individuals who have graduated from high school. And a lot of these individuals don't quite fit into a day program for other special needs people. They're more difficult. So we have two paid volunteers. One is a nurse and one is a retired special needs teacher. We visited a church that did this so that we could get an idea of how we wanted to do it at our church. And so we started the pilot program in the summer. It was a big hit. It was wonderful. We had other volunteers that helped. And a lot of our special needs people, like my daughter, one of my daughters, her one-on-one comes. And she can, because it's a free program, she can still get paid through, her innovation, our waiver to go there. And they do Bible study and singing and crafts, and they have lunch and they have playground time. So it's just been an absolutely wonderful thing for, especially for those that are a little bit more severe and can't fit in other community day programs. So all this is happening in Davidson County. If you guys have any members, participants that want to know any more about these things, just reach out to Jamie Holman. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jamie. That was awesome. A lot is going out. Is happening in in Davidson County, I should say. So, all right, well, we're gonna keep going, and now I'm going to introduce Nanette Viancillo to you, and she is again with the Circle of Parents, the Alliance for Children. So go ahead and take it away, Nanette.
Hey, hi, everybody. So we I'm the facilitator for the Circle of Parents, and I guess the journey really started a long time ago for me as a mother with a grown-up son at this time. I'm originally from the New York area, and I worked in an environment that was a hospital as a recreation therapist, and was pretty much trained in my training. I had a lot of experience learning about disabilities and working with the disability community. And when I had my first child, who's my son, the least I expected was that I myself would need to be learning a lot more about disabilities than on a professional basis. So I had to fend for myself. New York City is a pretty big place, has a lot of resources, but I had never heard or found out about a support group, and could have really used that. Fortunately, I was in a church community that was very accepting and, really supported our family. And as I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, again, it was a new journey. My son was in high school by then, and it was really a desert. This is going back 25 years ago. And it was trying to find resources that might be available here that were kind of compatible to what I experienced in New York. And, we started off, of course, in the public school system, and, understanding how special education worked here in this state. And the one thing that, and we found I found some resources like the Exceptional Children's Center, Assistance Center, which was kind of very valuable to help me with advocacy. But there was really not too much information. Fortunately, I was able to find some employment in Community Care Partners of North Carolina as a health check coordinator, found out that there were a lot more resources out there, started to learn how everything kind of worked, and as a health check coordinator worked with families who had children and came across a lot of parents on the phone in my professional work that I found out that were just like me, and didn't really know where to go and who to reach out to. So I kind of sensed that there was a need, a real big need for support. Fortunately, um, through my work experience, I was also able to join some groups that met, like the LICC group, which is the local interagency advisory council, and every county has one, and found that parents could join that group as well and learn about those agencies who dealt with issues, develop regarding development of children and the resources that could be available to them. And as a result, in talking with a lot of parents, found that there was a real need for a support group, as I said before, and we provided a survey in conjunction with the school system, the Union County Public School System, and other agencies like CDSA and CMARC, and found that there was a real need in our communities, and that's how the support group started. They needed a bilingual facilitator, and I volunteered at that time to become that facilitator, and that's going back 10 years. So we do focus on, we get our referrals from the CDSA or CMARC or the school system or other parents. And actually our parents are the greater, people to refer families to us. And we really do focus on increasing the knowledge and understanding about the disabilities. We help to reduce parental stress and increase resiliency. And our parents become informed consumers and advocates for their children. And all this is to improve the outcomes for their children. I'm happy to say that you heard from Jessica Aguilar. She was one of the parents in our support group, and I knew she was a firecracker when she was in the group, and you could see, what could come of parents feeling empowered. So I just want to leave you with one story that comes from this story called The Welcome to Holland by Emily Pearl Kingsley. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You could kind of look it up, but it really describes something that this person really went through, that most of us who are parents with children with special needs go through. And she says, "I am often asked to describe the experience of raising a child with a disability, to try to help people who have not shared their unique experience to understand it, to imagine how it would feel. And it's like this." And she goes on to talk about, it's like taking a trip, and planning for your trip and getting the guidebooks, and you're all looking forward to this wonderful holiday that you're going to have, and all of a sudden there's a change in your flight plan, and all those things that you had prepared for, as becoming a parent, for instance, really take a different direction. And all of a sudden, you have to go back to the drawing board, find the new guideline books, find out what are the new directions you need to go in. And yet, you could spend your time mourning about it, or you could enjoy a new holiday, being with a child who is, wonderful, and you learn a lot about life in a different way. So I just leave you with that. If you want to look it up, it's Welcome to Holland by Emily Pearl Kingsley. Thank you so much for this time.
That was awesome, Nanette. Thank you so much for sharing. I love some of the things that you said, around how parents and community folks are our biggest networkers and referrers, right? And so connecting with other folks in our communities allows us to do that, but also just understanding that each step of the way it brings different processes and different experiences, and how you're reinventing yourself and redirecting your family as it needs to happen. So thank you again for sharing. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next speaker, and that is Michaela Smythe. And thank you so much again, Michaela, for being with us. Go ahead and take it away.
Thank you so much. I just want to confirm, can everybody see my PowerPoint? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak with y'all today about Laura's Village, which is a local nonprofit organization in Iredell County. At Laura's Village, we envision a future where adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities are celebrated for their unique abilities, and where they can really experience meaningful connections within the heart of our community. We really exist to provide support, resources, and opportunities that enable individuals with developmental disabilities to thrive, while also creating a network of care for families and a collaborative environment, as people pointed out, for community organizations and providers. So our goal is to create a world where everyone, regardless of their abilities, is included, respected, and empowered to lead fulfilling lives. So just a little bit of background and kind of the inspiration of how Laura's Village got started. So on the screen you see here, this is Laura. She's a beautiful daughter of our founding board member, Angie Miller. So Laura's story is deeply personal, but it represents so many others facing the challenges of having IDD. Laura was adopted nearly 20 years ago from an orphanage in China. And she came to the US without a clear understanding of her special needs. But over time, she has touched the lives of countless people with her courage, her strength, and just her bright spirit. Now, as she nears graduation from the public school system, she, along with many adults with IDD, face an uncertain future. So at Laura's Village, we understand that navigating life with developmental disabilities can be challenging. The systems and services and resources can be complex, which can often leave families feeling isolated or confused, and individuals with developmental disabilities disconnected. And the same with providers. Many lack the additional support needed to strengthen their services. And so this is where we are stepping in. We're dedicated to bridging these gaps by offering the support, the education, the connection, and opportunities for growth that families and individuals need. Our mission is to, again, create that future where individuals like Laura and those with developmental disabilities are not just included, but they really are empowered to thrive as integral members of the community. It's really time for that change that allows adults with disabilities to live fulfilling lives and to really be able to contribute their unique gifts to the community around them, not as an afterthought, but celebrated, with their contributions are embraced and valued. So some of our support for our families include we have monthly support meetings the second Wednesday of every month, and we cover critical topics such as preparing for transitions after high school, understanding adult services available after high school. And actually tomorrow we're having members from partners actually coming to our support meeting and presenting on this topic. So all are welcome to attend. If you would like, please join us. We talk about specialty services, health and wellness, planning for retirement, and some tougher conversations, such as preparing for care after a caregiver's passing. We also understand that, things get in the way. So these are recorded, they are put on our website. And we also have buddies available to provide, childcare through that support meeting. So if you're not able to have childcare, you can let us know, and we do have buddies that are available that they kind of go and do a little activity with those individuals and children while the parents or caregivers can attend the support meeting. These meetings, as well as our inclusive events that we host, are also a safe space for caregivers to connect with others who are on similar journeys. This is a time that they can share helpful resources and just really offer that support for one another as we're kind of going through this journey together. And then we also help caregivers navigate the often complex systems of services and support available, guiding them to those right resources and really trying to provide that sense of community. And then some things that we offer for individuals with the intellectual and developmental disability are social events and activities. So we understand the importance of belonging. And so that's why we organize and host a variety of events where individuals with disabilities and their families can come together, have fun, and feel part of a community. Some of our events include holiday parties. So we had a Christmas party. Just in February, we had a Valentine's card. So during our support meeting in February, the kids went downstairs and they made Valentine's cards. And we actually partnered with a senior citizen center up in Statesville, and where the kids actually then went on Valentine's Day and exchanged Valentine's Day cards with the residents at that facility, which is just awesome to see. Every Saturday, a group of our members get together as we have partnered with the Buddy Club at Davidson College. They go and kind of hang out with some college kids, and they play games and they have social time. We've done summer gatherings where we've met at Lake Norman State Park and had a party on the beach and grilled out and even got on some boat rides. And then also we have partnered with Rocky Mount Church here in Mooresville to create their SOAR program, which is their special needs ministry program. So every Sunday from 11 to 12, individuals with special needs are paired with buddies to engage in social and service activities. So they help at the community cafe that is on at the church. They help prepare materials for the children's ministries, and they enjoy arts and crafts. And then also, we really want to promote artisans with developmental disabilities. And so this is something we're really passionate about. We want to promote their products and services. So our goal is really to help them grow their businesses and increase their visibility in the community. And then lastly, we really want to showcase their talents. We truly believe everyone has a unique gift to share. So an example is we're June 14th, I believe it is. We're having a haircut-a-thon. So we partnered with a local hair salon because some of our members that are part of our village, they have the beautiful gift of growing long, beautiful hair. And so we partnered with that local salon, and they're going to cut and donate their hair to children who experience hair loss. So here, just because it's fun to see photos, so here's just some of the photos of pictures we took from events we've hosted in partnership with local organizations such as Rocky Mount Church, Feed North Carolina, YMCA, the Davidson Buddy Club. It's always fun to see pictures. And then, as we kind of talked about, it really takes a community to come together. So one of our big goals is supporting local organizations by collaborating and partnering to fill these gaps. So we support existing providers and organizations that serve individuals with developmental disabilities and their family, because we really want to work together to make our community stronger. And this also allows us to, make those trusted referrals. So we help refer families to trusted professionals and really work together with our partners to host those inclusive events that not only support our community, but also raise awareness for intellectual and developmental disabilities. And then our long-term goal, we're just brand new. We just got started last year, our nonprofit, but our long-term goal is to establish an inclusive day program. So things to offer we want to do is vocational opportunities. So we want workspaces like cafes and greenhouses and craft shops where individuals with developmental disabilities can gain meaningful employment. We want to offer educational programs so lifelong learning can happen that focus on building those essential skills for to be set up for success in the community. And then again, community integration. We really want spaces to be able to foster that inclusivity and mutual support, and offer events and workshops, and really be able to collaborate with local businesses. So at Laura's Village, we really believe that the power of community is essential in creating that lasting impact. So here you can just kind of see of how you can get involved, help support our events by volunteering and donating your time and your talents. Please attend our events. We would love to have y'all. Anybody is welcome to come to any of our events, partner with us so we can collaborate to, really enhance services and create those inclusive opportunities. Help spread the word, follow us on social media, share our mission to your network to help raise awareness, so that way we can help reach more families. Together, we really can build a strong, inclusive community that empowers everyone. And then here's our just some of our contact information and our social media. So again, whether you're looking for resources or seeking connection or just interested in partnership opportunities, we'd really love to hear from you. That's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michaela. I really appreciate you sharing all of that information. Again, plethora of things happening out there in our communities, and so important, as we join each other as communities and the power that comes behind that. I love that you shared the power of community being one of the staples of what you all are doing. So thank you again for joining us. And last but not least, I am going to pass it to Chris Gentry, and she's going to talk to us about Family Support Network in Winston-Salem. And so go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. My program, the Family Support Network of Greater Forsyth, is a program that serves Forsyth County and 5 others. That would be Forsyth, Davie, Davidson, Surrey, Yadkin, and Stokes. But there are actually 13 family support networks across North Carolina. So if you're in other counties, there may be a program similar to what I'm going to talk about. Family Support Network serves families that have children with disabilities, intellectual and developmental disabilities from birth to 21. And our program is run by 5 caregivers and parents of children with disabilities. So it's very much a peer-to-peer support program. We provide a combination of support and parent education and community connections. So we do a lot of resources and helping families find the things that they need to thrive. We help families connect both with the formal service system like early intervention or school systems or the innovations waiver, as well as informal support networks similar to what we're talking about today. We have a lot of special family groups. Our families need something just a little bit different. So We often work with families who are dealing with a lot of isolation or financial stress. And our families have a higher rate of anxiety and depression, so they really need that support and connections. Some of the special family groups that we offer are a mom's group, and that can be for a parent of a child with any type of disability. We also have a dad's group called Fellowship. We have a group for families who have children with cerebral palsy. We have a special program called SIP Shops, which is for the brothers and sisters of kids with disabilities. And that's a very unique kind of need. We also have a full-time bilingual coordinator. So we have a program called El Grupo de Esperanza, and that's a support group for our Spanish-speaking families. We have a very unique Black parent support group, which was just developed over the last year for Black families who find that they need a more culturally sensitive environment to really be able to share openly. We also have an online support group for families who have children with tracheostomies. We have a couple in-hospital groups also for NICU families, where we meet families as soon as a baby's born with some type of special medical need or developmental disability that can be diagnosed that early. There's a lot of ways that we provide support. Some of it can be one-on-one, which is our parent matching program, where we match you with a trained parent mentor. And we also train those mentors to support families who are similar to theirs. We have a 6-week program called Powerful Tools for Caregivers, which is a unique curriculum that's evidence-based. And that's actually starting on April 15th. And that is a great opportunity for caregivers to take a look at their own self-care and how they are managing their child's diagnosis or condition, and making sure that that's done in a way that's healthy for everybody in the family. And then there's just a lot of ways to get connected with us. We have a website. I think you guys might be able to share that. It's thecfec.org/family support network. We are part of the Centers for Exceptional Children. And we have a monthly newsletter, which I like to call a menu for families. So that's an opportunity for families to choose what kind of support they need at this particular time. So one month they might need a family information meeting about some type of program or service that's available to them. Another month they might need the moms group. Another month they might need a parent mentor just to talk about some specific things that they might be going through. So there's a great opportunity to support families in a lot of different ways with our program. And I do hope that if this is something that you could benefit from, that you'll contact me or check out our website, make a referral, make sure you get on our news list, and find the support and the information that you need for your family. Thank you.
Wow, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Chris, again, for being with us. I really loved hearing how you have those tailored support groups, and I love you saying that it was a menu for families, right? We don't think about it that way, but it's so unique, the different needs that families have. And so even with a tailored plan launching and partners being supportive in that aspect, it's really good to see support groups in our communities that also can tailor things to what the families need that are out there. So I did see that Cindy had wrote in the chat, if you know of any support groups in your community, right? If you're attending ones that you think would be helpful for the folks on here with us in our member cafe, go ahead and enter those in the chat. We know, again, these are just a few of the support groups that are out in the community, but there's so many more out there. So share the one that you are a part of if you already have one, or we just encourage you to be resourceful and see what groups are available in your community. We're going to go ahead and open it up for any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you want to share with us. You can use the Q&A as well for that question aspect, and the chat to share any information. And we will allow you to come off mute if you wanted to speak as well. So we're going to go ahead and open it up for that. So if Terry or anyone who is checking out the, Anne, the Q&A, if there's anything for our panel, go ahead and share those with us.
Right, so I don't see any questions in the Q&A at this time. I do want to let you know, all know that we will be sharing flyers with you that all of these wonderful presenters have shared with us as a follow-up to this session. So you'll be sure to have all of the information that they shared with you about each one of those support groups. So any questions right now before we go further?
All right, well, we're definitely going to be on here. So if you think of anything, again, we're going to share the information from each of these groups with you. So you'll be able to connect with them at a later time, excuse me, if you feel to do so. We're going to go ahead and continue, and we have some more resources for you. Anne's going to share some of this stuff with you, and so I'll pass it on to Anne.
Right, well, thanks, Kelsey. I also wanted to let you know that I'm a mom too, so I completely can relate to a lot of the things that you heard from the support groups, and I've been involved in some of them that were shared with you. I wanted to bring these resources to your attention because I know if any of you are listening to what's going on at our federal government level and our state government level, there's a lot of things that can impact the support services for our loved ones with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So the first one you see up there is the North Carolina Developmental Disability Council. If you're not already familiar with it, it's a great place to go for information about everything that I just mentioned, what's going on with systems and how those things are functioning. So the Developmental Disability Council is truly a systems change advocate, and they're capacity builders. They also really promote self-advocacy. They have a self-advocacy group. They also have self-advocates employed by the Developmental Disability Council. They hold public meetings as well. So just a great place to go for information. The next one I wanted to share with you is the ARC of North Carolina. There's also an ARC of the United States. Really strong lobbyists for our individuals. And again, great resource. They are an organization that's been present for about 70 years. It was developed, it was a grassroots movement that created the ARC. The name has changed over the years, but they provide advocacy at the state and national level. They have local chapters. Some have support groups. Some provide services. Some provide, they're all different across the state. So if you go to the ARC of North Carolina's website, you're going to find, you can look for your county and find the closest ARC chapter to you. They all kind of have a different flavor. So again, great place to go to for information. You can reach out to them and they can talk with you if you have questions and need support. And the very last one is one of our state's website, DMHDDSUS. That is a lot of letters. I call that alphabet soup. So Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Use. And so this group, they're the ones that look at our services. They're the ones that drive everything behind the innovations waiver, the 1915I, that kind of thing. And so that the link that I shared with you is their strategic plan for the next 4 years. When you go to this site, you'll be able to see what our state and how hard they are working for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. There are also advisory committees at that state level that you could become a part of, and you can find that information there as well. So I really encourage you to check those out. I'm sure that Kim has dropped those links into the chat for you. And then again, you'll get a copy of this slide deck with the follow-up email, and you'll also be able to access the recording as well. So if we go on to the next slide, when I'm going to check my time here. Man, we are so close on time. We're right about 1 o'clock. So my original plan was to go to our website, but let me just tell you about it. What you see here on the screen is part of Partners website. The link to where this is located is right there on the screen, meetings and support groups in our communities. So you can see as you look at this visual, there are different topics, and you can click on any one of those topics, and it's going to scroll down to the right point to find support groups in each one of those areas. There are several in the mental health arena. All of our NAMI organizations have education and support groups. They have things for families, things for individuals, just a wealth of resources for the mental health community. I know my son has a dual diagnosis of an intellectual disability and a mental health diagnosis. So some are in that realm as well. So I just didn't want to leave here without sharing with you what we have on our website. And this will, again, go with you, go to you with your follow-up email. And before I pass it back to Kelsey to close out our session, I wanted just to point out one more thing. So member engagement puts this on each month, our member cafe, and member engagement is here for you. Our main role is to help navigate and to educate and to support individuals in all of our populations. But today we're talking about developmental disabilities, intellectual and developmental disabilities. So we're here for you. If you have questions about services, if you have questions about anything in relation to your child, whether you have Medicaid or not, you can reach out to us. So how do you get to us? You can call our main number at 1-888-235-4673. And Kim, if you could put that in the chat, along with our member questions email. So you can call the main line and ask to speak with someone in member engagement, and they'll get you right to us. Or you can send us an email at memberquestions@partnersvhm.org. So we can talk one-on-one to help you out. All right, so again, so glad that everyone was able to join us today. I'm going to pass it back over to Kelsey so she can close out our session for today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anne, and everyone. Again, you can stay connected with us. We do have a newsletter or email news that you can go ahead and pull out your phone and scan that code, and that QR code will allow you to subscribe and stay connected with us for any news or any events and anything that's happening out there. And lastly, what we want to do is we're going to share a QR code and also just for you to go ahead and give us some feedback about what you just felt with our member cafe today, but anything that you want to share with us, we do want you to fill out that survey. Again, scan the QR code and share with us what future sessions you want to learn about, what learning topics are interesting for you, what things do you want to get connected with. We really, really value your feedback, and we truly believe that your feedback helps us to better serve you. So please don't be shy, share your information. Before we close out our session, I really want to, again, take a moment to thank all of our panel and our support groups. Thank you to Jessica Aguilar. Thank you to Michaela Smythe. Thank you for for Nanette Biancio, for Jamie Hallman, and Chris Gentry for joining us. You guys did great. We really appreciate everything that you're doing in our communities. And thank you so much again for being with us today and taking the time to be with us. We hope to see you all again at our next Member Cafe. You can catch us in our website as well. So thank you again to everyone who supported in the background with our team and for joining us for today's Member Cafe. Thank you so much, everyone.